Uh-huh. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There we go. We're live now.
Hey.
We're live now.
You're live.
Hey. This is Rob Johnson.
This is Johnny Bean.
Welcome to our jam. Yes, yeah, Rob texted me a couple hours ago and said, "Hey, can we go live and can I show off my new toy?" I'm like, "Sure." Why not?
New toy. Just like I needed a new toy, you know? Like I don't have enough of them hanging around here. I think I got like 25 others sitting here, literally. But how you doing, man?
I'm good. Just yeah, it's really nice out today. Really nice.
Yeah.
Went for a walk on the ocean. If you follow any of my pages anywhere, you'll have seen some photos I posted of me. Well, not necessarily of me, but just of the Santa Cruz Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So yeah, went for a nice walk today. Brent Cohn, hey Brent. He says nice. I think he's talking about your guitar.
Hey, Brent. I'll show it off in a second here. We're just chatting for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll give a quick shout out to Eric Broadbent. Johnny and I, and I'm sure Dave too. Dave can't be here tonight. Dave's visiting his dad, I believe, in North Carolina. So how you doing, Dave? How you doing, buddy? Stay safe and have fun with your father. That's awesome, man. You get to hang out with him. But Eric Broadbent posted a quick little video today on Facebook. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw it. He got his new purple Wolfgang standard.
The Indonesian standard. The
Yeah.
new one. Yeah, one of the new ones from NAMM this year.
Adam did some work to it, put a big block in it, big brass block with an extended L piece on the end. Looks really cool. And looks like he put a kill switch in. So hope you're enjoying it. Great work, Adam, and awesome guitar, Eric. So cool.
Yes, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I saw a photo of that. Yeah, those are great. Those are great guitars.
Yeah.
It's cool that they came out with those different colors.
Yeah.
The newer colors, and yeah, they look great. And yeah, they're still. I mean, there's all the different. I mean, the one that you have is, I think, the top of the top. But the one that I have that I just pieced together from parts. The Chinese
That's an
one.
awesome guitar, though, man. I tell you, I love that. I love that maple neck on that black stealth body. That is so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great guitar. I've played a couple shows with it. I've recorded a bunch with it. But yeah, they're all great. They're all awesome. But
great guitar.
So what happened? So you got you just got one.
All right. This was totally not anticipated, this guitar, guys. So you're watching, and even Johnny and Dave didn't know about it till last minute. I was like, guys, this is what I'm getting, and this is one of the new 2016 ivory/white Wolfgang USA models. It is brand new. I got it from a gentleman who had it on reverb, and yeah, man, I'll tell you, it's great. This is the first USA Wolfgang that I've ever owned. I took the back cover plate off today and put the eyelets on, the fender washers, and the eye bolts, and I put the white rubber band around the pickup perimeter, like Dave and Chris did. All you guys out there, Chris Hubbard and everybody, good evening. This is the same exact guitar that Chris and Dave have, exactly the same. Chris's is all relicked up, looks fantastic. Dave's looks just like mine, brand new. And the one thing I'm going to do to this, I'm not going to relic this, at least not now. When this thing came in today, I looked at it and I was like, this thing is just beautiful. It's probably the most gorgeous top I've ever seen for an ivory. I love the PV Wolfgangs, great guitars, but the top on this thing and the glaze that it has and the shine, it just looks like it just looks phenomenal. I don't know if you guys can see the binding, but even the binding on this thing is just spellbinding. It really is. phenomenal.
It's spellbinding binding.
Spellbinding binding. So, yeah, so I wasn't even looking to purchase one of these guitars, and now that I purchased it, I have to do a little legwork to pay it off, and I'm selling my 2015 Tour Relic on eBay right now. It's up there, so you guys might have seen it. Hold on. But yeah, so what happened was I was on the computer the other day and the other afternoon after work, and I said I'll just check these things out, because ever since Dave got one and Chris and everybody, I was like, these things are really cool looking guitars. So I got on Reverb, and basically I found this one, and it was an incredible price, really, really good price. And I made an offer on it, a little bit lower, not much, but a little bit lower than what the price was, which was already good. And the guy accepted it. So I said, I guess I'm going to buy it. So I ended up buying it, and I'm really happy. Came in today, and you guys already know the deal on these guitars. Dave's already talked about his, so I'm not going to bore you with the details. But just the Floyd on this thing looks it just looks different. It looks like, you can tell it's a real German Floyd. It's just like a tank. It's built like a tank. And the back cavity, I took the control panel off. As you can see, it is all wood. It's unfinished wood, kind of like how Ed does it now. I will not be putting a big brass block in this bridge, or the titanium saddles, or the stainless screws, because I think it does fine just the way it is. And Dave and Johnny both agree. I mean, this thing does not need anything else. But one thing it is going to get, it's not going to get a relic job, because like I said, it's too beautiful of a guitar, and I want to leave it like this because I really like it. I'm just going to play it and let it naturally wear. But it's going to get a kill switch. I have another kill switch, just like the other guitars I have. Should be here tomorrow. And it's probably going to take a month to get it put on, because the gentleman that does it for me does a professional job, but he's really busy, and I'm not going to be able to drop it off for a month, so I'm just going to end up playing it like, the way that it is. But it's got the, as you know, it's got the ebony fingerboard and the stainless frets, and it's the tilt back headstock, and you guys know the deal. It's just a phenomenal guitar, and I mean, it plays phenomenal. I mean, even the D-tuner just literally just glides in and out. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's phenomenal. It's when I plugged it in and I took it out of the box, the first thing I noticed was the acoustics on this thing they just ring out. And the only adjustment I made to this thing was I backed off the two cloth screws, because what was happening was when you hit the bar, it would come down with a real thud. It was like clunk, clunk. It was resting on the body, but it was hitting so hard, clunk, clunk. Yeah. And those were almost buried into the wood. And I guess that must be how it came from the factory. But I don't like my bridge pounding on the body. I like it just barely kissing the body, sitting flush on the body. But if it's the further you back those screws off, the easier the action is going to be, and the easier it's going to be to play, because you're just putting less tension on the spring. So I backed it off just until I could just hear the bridge hitting the body, so you still have that connection. But now it's even easier to play. So it just plays phenomenal. And I guess the only thing I would say is, in my 20 years of playing the guitar, and I've played all the Eddie Van Halen guitars and owning most of them anyways, the Music Mans and the PVs, which I absolutely love and always will. I would say, hands down, this guitar is the best playing, easiest playing, and most incredible feeling guitar I have ever played in my entire life. And I say that with absolutely no hesitation. Just the sustain of this thing, the feel of the neck, the feel of the action, and maybe it's because it's the USA model. I don't know. My tobacco EVH right there, I love it. My 2015 Tour Relic, which started out as a stealth special. Great guitar, awesome neck, fantastic. This thing just absolutely, in my opinion, has some type of a magical feel to it. It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, even the you know, the hammer on. Everything about this thing just, it literally plays itself.
Let me ask you something. Since you own that guitar now, and the special, the Mexican special.
Yep.
Are those necks the same?
Well, this one's ebony and that one's maple, but
the way they feel. I mean, the way they feel.
Honestly,
I know the frets are different.
Yeah, the frets are different.
The neck shape itself.
Yeah, it feels very much similar. If anything, the Mexican one feels a little fatter to me at the top, just a little bit. This one here, and I love this guitar. I love it. It plays phenomenal. It plays great. The neck feels fantastic, but and it plays very fast and like I said, taking nothing away from it. This one just literally feels like the back of the neck when you go up and down. I mean, it's not bird's eye or anything like that. I think it's what, hard rock maple. I think it's hard rock maple, but it just literally feels like it feels like ice. It just your hand just slides on it. It's like nothing I've ever seen in my life. The action is incredibly low, and that's how it came. I don't know if you guys can see that. But the back of this neck, it's just, like I said, it's just phenomenal. I've never felt anything like this in 20 years of playing the guitar. And I have played the USA models. I played a tobacco and an ivory USA Wolfgang, EVH Wolfgang, one of the first ones that came out. It had the maple board on. You know, this is just incredible. This is the best playing guitar I've ever played, and the neck, just like I said, it has there's something about it that just feels different. It just, like I said, it just rings. Yeah, it doesn't even feel like one of the other guitars. It just, I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels so smooth. They did something right on this guitar, and I can't even put my finger on it. I really can't. It feels worn in. It definitely feels worn in.
Mm-hmm.
So, very, 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 very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. When I ordered it and it was on the way, I kept thinking for 2 days, 2.5, 3 days before it came in. I was like, I wonder if this thing's really going to be playing as good as what they said. Is it really going to be that much different? And it absolutely is, hands down. I honestly, I can't say enough about this thing. It's phenomenal. It really, really is. And like I said, kudos to you, Chris Hubbard, man, for getting this thing in the mail and actually having the balls to go relic it, because that took a lot of guts to do, man. I'll tell you. I've reliced a lot of Van Halen guitars, but I just looked at this one and I was just like, wow, this thing is just so beautiful. So it's going to get the kill switch, but it's probably going to stay in this configuration, at least for now. But yeah, man, I'm so happy with it.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's great that you guys are getting those guitars. I wish I had one.
Well, there won't be any more for me. I don't have anything else I'm really willing to sell. It's like, if you guys take a look at my my wall. I mean, you guys have, hold on a second. If you guys take a look at my wall, you can certainly see, you know, what I have, but I really don't have anything that I really want to, you know, that I want to get rid of anymore. So I think my guitar buying days are pretty much over, but at least for a while. But that's okay, because this one will hold me over for a while, definitely, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's been the highlight of my day. How about you, man?
That's so cool, man. That's awesome. Oh,
My dog here is going. Grogan's going bonkers on his bone.
I know. I could hear something. I'm like, what's that? What's that crackling sound?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. He's going to town on this thing.
That's cool.
But, yeah, so pretty cool. So
yeah, well, yeah, that's so cool, man. Like I said, I'm glad you guys are getting to play those things. You know, I played one at NAMM this last
yeah. What'd you think of it, John?
January.
What'd you think of it?
Oh, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all amazing. You know, I mean, every guitar. I mean, it's a great, you know, down to the Indonesian ones.
Yeah.
The Indonesian, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Mexico. I mean, they're all great. Don't get me wrong, they're all awesome. But yeah, I know what you're saying though about that particular one. Here's me. Let me turn my camera off. There's me holding that same guitar at NAMM.
Yep, there you are.
Right there.
I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, there's something about it. I don't know what it is. I can't even put my finger on it. There's something about it. The way it rings, the way it plays. I mean,
oh, it's the quality.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of funny. About 20 minutes before, I haven't been able to put this thing down. Literally, I went down and I taught a martial arts class a couple hours ago. That's why I was a little bit late. And literally, got home and I couldn't wait to pick it up again. And I was playing what's that? The breakdown to Light Up the Sky. I mean, it's so smooth. I mean, I can't even put my finger on what it is. It's got a different feel to it. There's something special about this. And very, very rarely have I picked up a guitar and been like, wow. I'll pick up guitars like Dave Nesdall's guitars. I never got a chance to play his. I'm sure his is the same. It's probably Chris's and whatever. This model must be very special. But when I was at Dave's place and I played all his guitars, I was like, oh yeah, these things are great. He's got them set up perfectly. That's how I set my guitars up. I'll play other people's guitars that aren't Van Halen fans. I mean, you know how it is. You're like, okay, you can play this thing, but it's like it just doesn't feel right because the actions are higher or whatever. But this, very rarely do I ever pick up a guitar and just be like totally like, wow. And from the second I took this thing out of the case, I looked at it for a minute and I was like, this thing's awesome. And then I literally didn't even play it. I literally just, you know, plug it in. I played it acoustically. And I was like, wow, that thing just feels incredible. And when you plugged it in, it was all.
Oh yeah. If you can play a guitar acoustically and it feels and sounds great just by itself,
yeah,
then it's you know it's amazing.
Oh yeah. Great.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy with it. And yeah, I mean, I'm really glad because I pulled the trigger on this thing because I wasn't even planning on buying this thing. I had no intentions of buying another guitar. I bought that TV Wolfgang when I got rid of my Music Man, my blue one. And I was like, I need another guitar. You know, I was happy with my 2 EVH specials. And I saw this one, and like I said, it was about, you know, it was about $500 less than what they go for. And I was like, wow, that's a great price. So I offered the guy basically that price, and I said, if you kick in the shipping and just give me this flat fee for it, I'll buy it. And he got right back to me. He's like, it's yours. And I was like, oh crap, now I gotta buy it. You know, I can't. You know, it's just like, oh. No, I didn't think he was gonna go for it, and he did. And you know, it's good because I mean, he had he's a great guy, and I think he got a really good deal, and I certainly did as well. And I'm really glad I did. But I was, like I said, I was very anxious to see how these things really sound, you know, because I mean, I've heard the hype about these things. And I can definitely see why Eddie played this guitar, you know, the relic version of it on the tour, because I mean, the thing is just, it's great. And I think Dave said, what, a couple months ago, Johnny, or a month and a half ago, whatever it was, when he got his, he said that his played better than his Stealth. Didn't he say that?
I think so, yeah.
Because I've played Dave's
I think he
Stealth,
did say that.
his USA Stealth, and it's awesome. It's freaking great. It's amazing, no doubt. It's phenomenal guitar. And this one, in my opinion, plays better. Not better than the guitar, but it just feels different. And so I can totally relate to what Dave was saying. So, yeah.
Well, hey, we got some comments here.
Cool.
Jim Nichols. Is that right? Is it Nichols? Is it Nicholas? Have I been saying your name wrong this entire time, man? Well, because I read, it pops up. He sent me a message on Facebook. It pops up, and it's on a laptop, which is like way over there. Nickel. It's Nicholas, isn't it? He says, "Beautiful guitar, Rob. That thing's too nice to relic. Rock on."
Yeah, agreed.
Very cool. And what is your last name? Nichols? Nicholas?
Quarter.
I have a feeling I've been saying it wrong every time he pops up. But and then
quarters.
And then on YouTube, as a comment to this video, Brosh 5150 says, "Nice guitar, Rob. Quick question. Maybe I missed something along the way, but why are you guys putting the white tape or rubber band around the bridge pickup? Keep up the good work, guys."
Well, go ahead, John. You want to answer that? Go ahead.
Well,
here it is right here.
Well, I think there's two reasons. I think the first reason some of these guys put it on is only because Eddie's has one.
Exactly.
But the real reason it's on there though is to keep the string from slipping underneath the lip of the pickup. What do you call it?
The cover, the pickup cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do stuff like this, guys, when you do the cathedral stuff, you can, that string can be plus Eddie picks really hard, right, Johnny? Really, really hard.
What was that?
I said, plus Eddie picks really, really hard, so there's a chance when he picks, he gets that string caught underneath. I'm sure
he does, because the guitar picks he uses are really light.
Yeah.
So you have to pick really hard, and that's one of the reasons why he uses those light picks. These things, right? The 60s.
Yeah.
They're thin. Oh, there you go. They're thin, but you can control the thickness of them by the way you hold the pick itself. You can make it heavier. You can move your fingers back and make it thinner. And if you pick really hard. So that's one of his secrets to his style, is using the certain picks.
Yeah.
Although he does use heavier picks, so he uses everything. Everything.
Kind of funny, though, because I didn't know it was actually a rubber band until maybe a month ago. I actually thought it was a piece of white tape. And so on my 2015 tour relic, up until recently, and my Stealth, I'd had a piece of white tape around it, kind of like my 5150 guitar. And then Dave, you, and Chris told me one day, you're like, "Oh, that's a rubber band." So I was like, "Oh, wow." So yeah, it's just a rubber band.
So you stuck that on yours yourself, right?
Yeah, I just put it on today. That was the first thing I did after I played with it for a little while. And then I put the, I put the fender washers and I don't know if you can see that. Put the fender washers and eye bolts on. And basically that's all I did to it, and just made, took the back cover plate off, and then just made an adjustment to the trim claw screws, backed them off, like I said, with the Floyd.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say something else too. Well, real quick, Jim. Oh, he says, like Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas. So it's Nicholas.
Nicholas, okay.
Nicholas. Have I been saying Nichols? I'm not sure. I know you've popped up on some of these videos, and I know I've read your questions and stuff. I have a feeling I've been saying Jim Nichols, so it's Nicholas. Okay. He says all good. Thank you, man.
Cool.
Vinny says, Rob, that is the best looking guitar I've never seen you play. Besides the 5150 guitar and the Steinberger guitar. Yes.
Thanks, Vinny.
You can tell Rob loves it, man.
Yeah, I really, very rarely do I get this excited about a guitar. I mean, I love all my Van Halen guitars, but and I always will. And I love this one is just, it's got something. This is more. I mean, I love the way it looks. There's no doubt. It's an amazing piece of craftsmanship. But there's something, like I said, I can't say it enough. There's something magical about this guitar, and I see why they cost the price that they do. Again, the Music Mans, love that guitar. I always will. Probably my favorite one of my favorite Van Halen guitars. Again, the PVs, I love my purple one, great. I never thought I would say this, and I've said on a couple of other hangouts that we've done in the past, when we've asked, been asked what our opinions were. I love the EVH guitars, but it was never really my favorite playing guitar. But then again, I never picked this one up yet, and this is it, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that guitar, that particular one you're holding, that's the next, to me, that's the next step.
Yeah.
From the Ernie Ball.
Yeah.
I mean, the PVs are great, but as I've said a million times, the PVs are great, but for me, they're just, I can't go to a guitar. I can't go from another guitar to the PV or from the PV to something else because of that neck.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm only comfortable playing that neck if I stay with it,
Yeah.
But the Ernie Ball, no problem. That guitar, no problem. The ones that I've played. I don't own one. I've got, the Chinese one, but yeah, that guitar is definitely next level, as they say. And also Wayne J. Gilbert says, "Enjoy that beauty, Rob. Thanks for all the great EVH chat and info, guys." Well, Wayne, thank you for watching. Thank you everybody for watching this stuff.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun talking about. I mean, it's fun stuff to talk about,
Yeah.
It's all great. It's great stuff.
You want to know what the first thing I played when I picked it up? It's the strangest thing. You think I'd play like Panama or Unchained or Summer Nights or something, but the first thing I played when I picked this guitar up and I plugged in, it was so funny.
There you go.
Growth. For some reason, I just had growth stuck in my head.
Well, it's a cool riff.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I forgot how to play it. I'm gonna have to relearn how to play that.
You're the one that taught me how to play it, because I did.
Yeah.
I was wrong, and I watched your video like, I don't know, a year ago or 6 months ago, whatever. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it. So
I was only a couple months ago, that one.
I'll teach you how to play it. I'll reteach you what you taught me. So.
Yeah. Well, I stop in Guitar Center now and again, on my way home from wherever or whatever. I'll stop in like 20 till, before they close or whatever. That way no one's in there, so you can actually plug into stuff and actually play, right?
Yeah.
Plus, like, I'm too embarrassed to play guitar, in music stores. I never, to me, it's just embarrassing.
It's weird playing in a music store for some reason. It's not like playing live. Playing live, for some reason, you expect that you're going to be doing it, and it just feels normal. But in a music store, it's just odd. Everybody's like looking at you, and it's just weird.
Yeah. So generally, I don't plug in unless I'm the only one there. But when I do, what I'm saying though is when I do plug in, I like to crank out riffs like that.
Yeah.
You just blast it up, and you play that, and people. They might be like, oh, like they know the riff, but it's something that they never hear.
Yeah,
like something like that. You never hear anybody ever playing,
Yeah, or another one is the other one that you taught me.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Darth Vader song.
I I wonder, man. I wonder if I don't know how many. I don't know if too many people have actually played that in a Guitar Center. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of them though too. Yeah, I'll crank that out, and then maybe somebody be like, "Wait a minute, I know that song. Where do I know that from?" You know. It's not like I'm jamming, you know, Metallica or Sandman or Mr. Sandman.
Sandman. Enter Sandman, yeah.
Enter Sandman. That one, not Dennis's version. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you hear the same riffs over and over and over and over when you're at Guitar Center, but yeah, cranking something like that out is awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, man. Well, that's congratulations on that guitar. So yeah. Oh yeah. Something I was gonna say. Did you make sure the nut bolts are tight?
You know, it's funny you said that because yes, I did, and they weren't. When I got the guitar, the one thing I noticed was these two screws, the nut bolts they weren't loose, but they had about a half a turn. I was like, that's kind of odd. And I'll tell you, that's something that bites a lot of people. You'll play a riff, you know, and on a guitar, and the thing will just start going out of tune. You're like, what the hell's going on? It's like, you know, the bridge is flushing out, everything's tight. Why? What's going on? And that's something a lot of people miss to check. Those two screws, if those screws are loose at all, and you have any little bit of wiggle room with that nut, it will make a difference in how your guitar plays. And I've had that before, and I had this one guitar. As a matter of fact, it was my Rude Shapes, my weird guitar, or the Rude guitar, the Weird Shapes guitar. I could not figure out what the hell was wrong with that damn thing for almost a year. I literally, and I wouldn't take it to my guitar tech because I'm like, no, I'm going to figure this out. I just refused to take it to my guitar tech because I wanted to do it myself. And I'd mess around with that thing. I'd take the neck off. I'd change the strings. I took the Floyd apart. I did everything. I could not figure it out. As soon as I do, you know, I play, I don't know, you know, just you play something, you hit the bar or whatever, and all of a sudden it'd be out of tune. The G string and the usually the D or the G string. And for one time, like almost a year later, I said, I'm just going to check that. And I checked it, and they were loose. Problem fixed. It was the strangest thing, man.
Yeah, that's something I don't think a lot of people think about is to check that every once in a while and make sure.
Yeah.
Make sure it's tight.
Tight.
Oh, hey, Wayne. Wayne J. Gilbert says one of the funniest things to play in Guitar Center is cheesy 80s riffs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Guitar Center, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. I mean, generally, if I play, if I test out any guitar, especially if it's something I'm looking, you know, to get myself.
Yeah.
Generally, I'll play my own stuff on it. You know, my own tunes. Because most likely it'll be used to play my own stuff on it anyway.
Yep.
You know, because the Van Halen stuff, the Van Halen riffs, licks, whatever, I only play them for these videos. You know, I really don't play them when I pick up a guitar at home. You know, I'm always writing my own stuff.
It's kind of like Eddie always says that, you know, on the old Dwyer and Michaels interviews and whatever, you know, or whatever at the NAMM back in the 2000s. Somebody would be like, you know, oh, play this, play that. And he'd be like, he's like, I don't sit around playing my own music. He's like, you know, I'm always writing. I mean, it was like someone wanted him to play Amsterdam at one of the NAMM shows. I remember one time he's trying to figure out how to play it. Or no, it's Don't Tell Me. He couldn't remember how to play Don't Tell Me. And you know, the guy he's not like, I won't even use you because, I mean, you write your own music. I mean, I just normally sit around and, I mean, I'll write music sometimes, you know, and it's kind of like you guys. I just sit down and I play. And if I play something that I like, I'll play it again and I'll get it in my head or I'll write it down. But I usually sit around and just play Van Halen, so I can remember how to play most any Van Halen song, basically. But a guy like Eddie, I mean, he doesn't sit around and play, you know. I mean, he doesn't sit around playing Best of Both Worlds or, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, well, him, yeah, he's always writing new stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he's always writing new things. Yeah, anybody who writes, yeah, they're always coming up with new ideas, writing new things, whatever. But yeah, I was just saying, yeah, for me, uh, what was I saying? Yeah, well, if I go into Guitar Center, if I pick up a guitar and if it's something I'm interested in, I'll play my own, songs or my own riffs or whatever I'm working on, you know. And actually, a lot of my more recent videos, if you see me jamming,
Yeah.
like either at Guitar Center or I actually played just last week we did that humbucker uh shootout video where we talked about the different EVH guitar pickups. I put up some samples of each guitar, like that guitar and that guitar and the Music Man and the PV through my PV 5150. Right, I had the amp out here, I had everything mic'd up, everything, it was
Yeah.
cranked up, right? You know. So anyway, I recorded these samples, and if you watch any of those videos, well, listen, really, you'll hear like the same like piece of music in each one, and that's like something I've been working on for like a little while.
Yep.
Maybe not quite a year, but it's just one piece of music I have in the back of my head that I'm always working on.
Yeah.
So some of you may have noticed that same riff or music or whatever it is. Yeah, that's one of my things. But yeah, I don't know what I'm even saying. I have no idea. But no. But yeah. If I do play some Van Halen riffs or licks or whatever, it's either well, I mean, obviously, if you play a Van Halen guitar looking like that, or one of the red, black, and white striped ones,
Yeah.
it makes you want to play that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you pick it up and you're like, yeah, so you start immediately tapping or whatever, doing the harmonic stuff, all the cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you even call those techniques. Harmonics.
Eddie's never, we all call them tricks, I mean, all that stuff, I mean, all that stuff we call it tricks or whatever. And Eddie never referred to it as a trick. He always referred to it as his normal playing style. He doesn't, they're not a trick to him. I mean, for guys like me, I mean, it's a trick. Or it's something that you enjoy to do, because I mean, it's something you're copying for somebody else. But to Eddie, it's just his normal playing. It's not. It's kind of neat. It's kind of interesting. Whenever anybody does anything like that, they automatically think of Eddie Van Halen. You can't do that stuff and not think of Eddie.
I've had people get mad at me in some of my lesson videos. They've left comments here and there. I've noticed them over the years. Because I'll say, well, here's how you play this Eddie Van Halen trick.
Yeah.
And people, here and there, I'll get some comments, excuse me, saying, what are you talking about? That's not a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Eddie, that's the way Eddie play. And they gave me the same speech that you just gave me, right?
Well,
and I'm like, well, to Eddie, it's not a trick. That's a part of his style. That's how he plays. To everybody else, it's a trick.
Exactly.
Anybody else playing an Eddie part, the harmonic, horse, blah blah blah, elephant, whatever. Anybody else who plays that, if you're not Eddie Van Halen, it's a trick.
Yes. Totally agree.
So that's what I mean by that when I say that. And I've had people yell at me about that, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, it's definitely. For someone like me, I mean, the way I play, I mean, it's when I do something like that, it's definitely because I don't,
But also, yeah, when I do play that kind of stuff, the tricks or whatever, a lot of times it's if I'm warming up,
Yeah.
If I'm warming up, or of course, playing that guitar or whatever.
Yeah.
It makes you want to play that stuff, and it makes you want to do that, because we all grew up, liking this guy's style of guitar playing, and once you get a guitar that looks like his or one of his actual,
Yeah.
ones, the Stripe series. I mean, that's what that is, the EVH. It makes you want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like every time I go into a to a music store or whatever, and I pick up a guitar. I mean, if I ever plug in, the first riff that I play is just the Panama. It's that cowboy chord.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I judge how the guitar sounds. It's how I judge how it rings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean this thing just has that ring to it. It really does. Like I said, I normally won't play very much when we do these videos, and I'm really trying hard not to right now.
I mean, this is all about your new guitar. So
yeah, but I mean, I know it probably sounds horrible on the Google, but honestly, I mean, right here, listening to this thing now, I mean, it just sounds phenomenal. The way this thing rings out, it's just, just simple chords. It's unbelievable the way it rings out. It's got like they sound like chime.
Mm-hmm. What amp is that?
That is my 5153 combo with a 1x12 cab next to it. So it's basically a 2x12. It's basically a 5153 2x12 because of the extra little 1x12 cab I have.
So it's a 112.
It's a 112 combo.
The one with the amp on it.
Yep. And then just a 1x12 cab next to it, just for just for a little bit more thump. And I got it in ivory, so it kind of the two colors kind of complemented each other, I guess, a little bit,
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm sure it sounds great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude, yeah. You got to take that guitar to a Guitar Center or a shop or whatever, and plug it into a 412.
Yeah, I really would love to. I would really
crank
love
it up.
Yeah, this guitar, guitar is just begging to be, played and cranked. It really is. It's just got, One thing I noticed is interesting about this guitar, the bridge pickup is very, the bridge pickup is close to the strings, which is great, and the neck pickup is like a mile away, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it still sounds great. I mean, it still sounds, I mean, it still sounds fine.
Do you notice a major volume difference between the two?
Not really. I mean, it sounds pretty much the same. I mean, it really doesn't sound much different volume wise. I mean, it sounds much more. I mean, you can tell it's a good it's a good mode to be in when you're soloing. It's got that kind of womany type tone, whatever, real smooth and buttery. Sounds great. It actually sounds a little smoother than my PV. When I put my PV on that, toggle switch down like that, it sounds really smooth too. But this one just sounds beautiful. It has a nice sound to it. It really does. I mean, this thing is literally still sustaining here. I have the volume turned off, and the thing is still vibrating. That's how amazing this thing is. It's I mean, I hate to sound like a kid in a candy store, but I am so happy with this thing.
Oh, I'd be super happy too, man. I mean, it's an amazing guitar. I'm trying to look up the specs.
Oh, John, we also had a couple of questions from that guy in the links. Did you want to answer those? I don't know if we ever got the answer to those questions.
Let's save that.
Okay.
I do have to run pretty quickly here.
I only got a few more minutes too.
Yeah, let's save that because yeah, that guy he sent both of us a message, and I'm wondering if he sent both of us the same message.
I answered him on the links, but I also told him that we would either you or I, or together, or whatever, we'd answer him, live, because it sounded like he wanted to have it answered in a live setting too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still have a bunch of questions and comments from a few videos back. In fact, we get new ones. Every day. Jim Nicholas, right? Nicholas? Is it Saint Nicholas?
St. Nicholas.
Is it Saint Nichols? Hey Rob, I'm a long-time maple fretboard guy. How do you like the ebony board? What's the major differences? He says.
Well, I don't want to sound like Eddie Van Halen, because I'm not, and nor would I ever be, no matter how much I practiced. I could only, just thank him for what I know right now. But I will say kind of what he says. All those years I played maple boards. I started because Eddie played it. We're not going to kid ourselves here. We all do this stuff because of Eddie Van Halen. And we have biased opinions, I'm sure, because of Eddie Van Halen. We all do to some degree. But once you play guitar long enough, you also begin to develop your own sense of what you like too. Eddie's Eddie, and we all try to play like Eddie and have the same guitar as Eddie. But at the end of the day, if you've been playing guitar for 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is, even 5 years, I guess, depending on how much you play, you develop your own tastes, your own, preferences on what feels right, what sounds right, what you like, what's comfortable. I always liked maple necks, unfinished maple necks, because like Eddie's preference, I like the feel of the natural wood. And then in 2012, when the Different Kind of Truth album came out, all of a sudden Eddie's playing a stealth guitar with an ebony board, stainless frets. And all of a sudden Eddie's fallen in love with this guitar. And Eddie's played rosewood necks before. On his Star guitar, on his Destroyer, and even the Frankenstrat had a rosewood neck at one point. So he's played rosewood, but he's always went towards the maple necks. So all of a sudden, here's Eddie saying, ebony, ebony, ebony. This thing is incredible. So when I got my Stealth Special, it was a Japanese guitar. It had the stainless frets on it, and it was the ebony board. And I really fell in love with it. And when I got this guitar today, I know it's basically the same neck as that guitar, ebony board, stainless frets, maple, maple back. But I have to say, it just feels smooth when you put your fingers in between the strings and you move up and down just on the wood. You do that on a maple neck and it feels smooth, and especially the more you play it, it feels fantastic, phenomenal. This thing, it has like a glass-like feel to it. It feels like porcelain. It feels like glass, very smooth, very buttery. It's just so smooth, and the way the strings glide across those stainless frets. I would say this neck has to be the best neck I've ever played in my life, and certainly the best neck that I have on a guitar in this room right here. And I really love the feel of the ebony. It's very smooth and glass-like. That's how I would describe it, very glass-like. I don't know another term to use, really. I'm sorry for the long-winded answer. Yeah, it's crazy. This thing is just phenomenal. I just can't get over the feel of this neck. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, they're amazing guitars.
Yeah.
Amazing quality. Okay, let's answer a few more questions real quick, and then we'll call it.
Okay.
Brosh 5150 says 9 minutes ago, hey Johnny, I downloaded some of your songs from iTunes.
Cool.
He says, good stuff. Thank you very much, man. He says, my favorite is Sound 4, which is the title of one of my tunes.
Nice.
He says, where did that title come from? Been wondering that. The reason it's called that, well, when I write a tune, I write instrumental stuff. Unless I'm working with a singer or if I'm in a band that has a singer, then they name the stuff. But I'm terrible with titles with all my instrumental stuff. Go to my SoundCloud. You'll see the majority of my songs are titled whatever the date of that day is.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know. But the reason that particular one, and I'll put a link to that in the description right below so you guys can check that tune out. The reason why it's called Sound 4 is because at the time when I recorded that, that was long before I had an iPhone. I had what was called was it the Helio? No, it was after that. I had a no, it was a Helio. I had a phone. I had a phone called the Helio Ocean. Excuse me. Oh, and how rude. It was called the. I can't help it. I'm sitting here drinking tea and stuff nonstop. I had a phone called the Helio Ocean, and one of the tones on there for a text tone, it was just called Sound 1, Sound 2, Sound 3, Sound 4. And if you listen to the tune, you'll hear like a text tone go off within the song. I think it was after every chorus, you hear this little like chiming sound.
Yeah.
And that was called the name of that sound was called Sound 4 from that phone. I just happened to record it when I was recording that tune. I thought I put it in the song, thought it sounded cool.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called that. That's the reason. Like I said, I'll put a link to the song below, and you guys can hear it and see if you hear it. It's after every chorus. You hear that little sound. So, but hey, Brosh, yeah, thank you very much for supporting and helping the starving musician. Let's see. Okay, let's try to get through these really quickly.
Sure.
GGEVH 50 says, "Hey guys, I watch all your live videos all the time. Great job. Love it. I also have the new EVH USA Ivory and an EVH USA Stealth. And something about the Ivory is just magical.
Yeah.
Something I've never felt before.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Would love to join one of your hangouts and show my EVH collection to you guys." Cool, man. Yeah, add me on Google Plus. It's just my name, Johnny Bean. I have 2 Google Plus accounts. One's just Johnny Bean. One is guitarist Johnny Bean. You can add them both. Feel free. The guitarist Johnny Bean one is more of like a page. Like Facebook has like pages. That's what that is. But if you'd like to join us on one of these, add just the Johnny Bean one. Send me a message. Tell me that you added me, and so I can add you back. And yeah, we'd like to see your collection.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Pete Hoppus, I think. She's a beauty, Rob. She is a beauty, Rob. Enjoy.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, well, great, man. Congratulations on the new guitar, dude.
Thanks, Johnny.
Awesome. Dang, man.
Well, Dave Nesbot's got one too, so
that guy's everything, man.
That guy's got everything.
He'll probably have a new guitar, tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be mad that I had a new guitar, Rob. So new guitar, Rob. So he'll have to go buy another guitar tomorrow. You keep on trucking, Dave. I love watching your videos, man.
Yeah. He'll probably have to do something to his now though to make it different. He'll relic his, or he'll
Yeah.
Does his have the kill switch on it?
No, but he's going to be putting one on it. So
okay.
Yeah, it's funny. The day that Dave got that, I was like, dude, you're gonna put a kill switch on it. I called him. We were talking on the phone. No, I'm not doing it. No way. I'm like, yes, you are. And then, sure enough, like 2 weeks ago, we did a hangout. I was like, yeah, it's going in for the kill switch. Like I said, that is the one thing I am doing to this, because the guy that does it does an incredibly professional job.
Mm-hmm.
He's done 2 of my guitars. He did my tobacco one and did my stealth. And, you know, the cavity in the back, the route looks totally factory. The cover plate, I mean, you literally can't tell it's not factory other than just knowing that EVH doesn't put those out. And just, you know, like I said, I don't want to relic it. I want to keep it like this, but I do think this guitar just looks, because it's basically the guitar Eddie played on the tour, I think it just looks good with the kill switch on. I think that just adds a little bit of an enhancement. And it just puts the guitar that much more a step away from the Music Man and the PVs. You know, it's that much more unique that it has that one feature that those don't have. And I mean, some guys are putting their kill switches in PVs and Music Mans, and that's cool. I mean, I think that's great if people want to do that, especially if that's the only Van Halen guitar you have or one of the only guitars you have. Hey, rock on, man. But I really didn't want to taint the, I mean, you know how we are, how Dave and I are. I mean, you too, Johnny. I mean, we're all kind of, we like to keep the spirit of the era of that particular model Van Halen guitar in that category. So I kind of choose to keep, you know, the eras kind of unique to what they were in the Van Halen years. So that's kind of why I figured, you know, this guitar is perfect candidate for that, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's a part of his sound, you know, now, you know, with that guitar.
Oh, actually, the one quick thing, the last thing I want to say about these EVH guitars is one thing that's very different about these than the Music Mans and the PVs. And Johnny, yours probably has the same thing too. They really picked an amazing volume pot. The volume is just literally like butter. It just turns. You can almost blow on the thing, and it goes up and down. It's so smooth. And they have it so the tone is like, it's almost like in mud. It's hard to turn because nobody uses the tone knob anyways. So I typically have the tone knobs on these guitars just disengaged. But on this one, it's not bad because, like I said, it works kind of muddy. So it's not going to just get knocked out of whack. But the volume knobs on these things are so smooth. They turn so easy. So, you know, when you're doing that kind of cathedral thing, I mean, I don't have my delay set up for cathedral, but it's so smooth on the volume knobs. Is yours like that too?
I don't have the same pots. All my guitars I put together myself out of parts.
Yep.
Mostly. I mean, yeah. I mean that guitar, the Stealth Special, yeah, the Chinese Special that I have, that was just a parts guitar that I got the parts offline. You know.
Yeah.
I got those pickups. I wanted to throw those pickups in a Wolfgang. The fastest way for me to get a Wolfgang at that time was just to get the body and the neck, slap it together, throw those pickups in there, the potentiometer or whatever.
Yep.
I bought at a store. I don't remember what it was. Let's see. I think we can answer this really quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you once we get offline real quickly. I'll tell you something else about your guitar. Something not a lot of people know about that, but it's something I don't want to say on here.
Yep.
Okay, real quickly. GGEVH 5150 says, Rob, where did you get your kill switch from? Where'd you get it from? If eBay, who was the seller? And what's the name of the kill switch? Thank you.
Okay. First off, this question seems to be coming up a lot lately, and I'll actually get you an exact name here. I'll make it quick. This is my, as you know, my tobacco stealth Mexican special, and here's the kill switch, and it is exactly the same one that Eddie uses, and I don't have the same cavity cut. Ed actually uses one that's the oval. Yeah, hi John. The oval one like this, which I don't know why he does because it doesn't need to be that big. You can tell mine is just, you know, the small circular one, but it's the I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's basically, if you go to eBay and you type in EVH kill switch, you're going to get it immediately. And the actual brand of what it is not indicated on the kill switch. All I can tell you is it's a Japanese-made kill switch, and there's a few different sellers selling them. But I just bought one the other day, for my new guitar, because once I knew I got the guitar, I want to get a kill switch for it. And this is the auction right here on eBay. $10 is all it costs. Type in red kill switch Frankenstrat EVH style kill switch upgrade your Wolfgang guitar. And everybody wants one. If you're looking at this, you know what it is. This is the same switch that he uses. This item is not licensed or endorsed by EVH. It's not going to have a make on it because it's a Japanese-made unit. I'm trying to see if I can find the seller's name. The guy's out of Hawaii. His seller's name is Bliss, BLISS-36, and he's got 100% feedback rating. This is not the same seller that I bought the last one from, because there's a bunch of them now that sell these things.
It's the same thing, though?
It's
the exact same.
Here's a picture of what it looks like. That's the kill switch right there. And you can tell it doesn't have, it's got a CE on it, but there's no make to it. It's a Japanese made unit. But you're not going to find a brand on it. Basically, if you get on eBay and you type in what I just told you, that's the one you're looking for. And that's basically all I can tell you because that's all I know. And what you're going to get is this unit right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what Eddie used. And it works amazing. Matter of fact, since we're talking about kill switches, just stand by. I'll show you how it works. So if you want to do the, you really got me. I mean, they work phenomenal. They work flawlessly. It's basically just a momentary kill switch. It just chops the sound up.
It just mutes the sound.
Yeah, it's exactly what Eddie did, and you really got me back in 1978. Except what he did was back then he used his destroyer, and on those guitars, he had a toggle switch, which went back and forth to the pickups. And all he would do is he would turn the volume knob all the way off on the neck pickup, or in his case, like this one, just don't even have the pickup hooked up. So then when you're playing and you're playing the guitar on the bridge pickup, when you go like this and you just flip it to the neck, it's just going to chop the sound. It's really no different, basically.
Yeah, because back in those early days, if you saw him playing a guitar with two pickups, either the neck pickup was not hooked up or it wasn't even there.
Exactly.
You see a lot of photos of him playing, like a Les Paul on like Cradle of Rock live, and there's just a hole there. There's no pickup there.
And didn't somebody post a picture the other day of Eddie playing a Les Paul with no pickup in the neck? Didn't somebody post that?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, those photos, they've been around for years.
It's actually really interesting. Speaking of that, I don't know if any of you guys have been on the links today, but there was a gentleman on VH Links who posted a picture today, which I'll just show you guys, which I thought was really cool, of Eddie from 1980 playing the Black and Yellow B guitar right here, 1980. It's an awesome picture from the Women and Children First Tour. And if you look close enough, Eddie had a black Floyd Rose with a chrome bar on that guitar at that time. And I had never known that he had a Black Floyd on that guitar ever. It was only for a short period of time, but interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just replying to
No, it's cool.
a comment on here. I just replied.
Yeah.
I actually typed the words instead of actually saying it on here. I'll say it on here though. Yeah, GG EVH 5150. He said, "Awesome, thank you guys, appreciate it." And I said, "Thank you for watching these things, man."
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, well, hey, let's bounce.
All right, man.
I got a million things I got to do. Congratulations on your guitar, man. That's so cool. That's so awesome. I have a feeling we're gonna be seeing that guitar all over Facebook.
Yeah, I posted something on it today on Eddie Van Halen, and a lot of good response. Like I said, it was a total quick impulse buy. It was not planned. I did not plan on buying that guitar, and I'm actually kind of surprised that I did, because I know myself, and I'm very careful what I purchase, and especially spending that kind of money. I'm very, very careful, and
yeah,
something about it, I was like, all right, I'm going to go for it. So if anybody wants a 2015 Tour Relic, just let me know. It's on eBay. You'll love it, because that guitar is really sweet as well. But yeah, it was cool. I'm very happy with it. No doubt.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, Rob, thank you. This was fun.
Thank you, guys.
This is going to be like a real quick video, but it's been, an hour or whatever. But it always ends up being like that, and it's cool. People enjoy watching these, and so it's
that's better than our last one. Our last one was like what, almost 3 hours or something like that, 2.5 hours.
Yikes. Yeah, I'd like to keep these things at least an hour tops, but if you're partying, you want to keep partying,
That's right.
You want to keep going. So okay, thank you everybody for watching. Rob Johnson, this has been cool.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations on your guitar. Yeah, don't hang up. I'll tell you what I was going to tell you about your guitar real quick.
All right, man.
Something that's kind of related to what you kind of asked earlier about the pots or whatever.
Cool.
All right, Johnny Bean, johnnybean.com. I don't know if we're doing a video tomorrow. Normally we do them. We've been doing them Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. David Nesdahl is out of town this week, so I don't know what's going to go on tomorrow, if we're going to do something tomorrow. Actually, Mully was asking me earlier. He's like, because he wants to show off one of his guitars.
Yeah.
So he actually, and he's in Japan. He's like 13 hours ahead of me or whatever. And he actually wants to jump in one of these and show off one of his axes, one of his guitars. So I told him, yeah, we'd figure it out.
Yeah. There is a slim chance I could jump in for a few minutes tomorrow night, but I have to work all weekend, this coming weekend, all Friday night, Saturday night. We have a big reunion alumni weekend at the school that I work at, so we're kind of on the chopping block until Sunday. But if you guys do a hangout and I don't make it, I'll see you guys, either Sunday night or Monday for our hangout. But there is a chance I might be able to jump on for a few minutes on my phone if I can sneak away for a little bit tomorrow night. So just keep me
Well, let's just broadcast your reunion live over my channel.
All the drunk people, and
let's just do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see me taking someone down in an arm bar, taking them down. And just, I work in security and safety, so we got to keep the campus clean. So.
Yeah.
Folks.
Yeah, that sounds more exciting actually than this.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, yeah. So I don't know what's going to go on tomorrow, if anything, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram. Okay, there you go. All right, Johnny Bean. Do you have an Instagram?
I don't. Everybody keeps telling me I should get one, so I think I will pretty soon.
Yeah, it's fun. I post funny quick little weird videos on there, and people have been messaging me saying, Johnny, you should post videos of you playing your guitars on Instagram. And I said, yeah, maybe I should, So maybe I will. Maybe I will, Millhouse.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. All right. All right, Rob, this is awesome. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I see you. I see you guys watching this. All right, Johnny Bean, johnnybean.com. See you guys tomorrow. All right.
Good night,
Rock
guys.
on.
Have a good night. Rock on.